That's the actual title, right? Yeah. So everybody's calling it Internet Cafe or International Cafe or any. Anyway, so I was sent the script. I was shooting somewhere in India, and this silly girl sent me the script and said we want to shoot next week or something. And I wasn't able to do that next week, so I asked them to, because I really loved the script. It's very difficult to make a short film. For the same reason, it's very difficult to write a short story. Easier probably to write a novel. But making a short film is very tough because you've got to say everything that you have to say in that limited amount of time. In this case, 10 minutes. I was intrigued by the idea because I hadn't done a 10-minute film before, except in the Institute. And I loved the idea. So I just said yes on instinct, like I say yes to any other project that I do. I didn't know Adhiraj. I hadn't ever met him. But I've never had any hesitation about working with newcomers.
Do you think is there a future in Bollywood?
In Bollywood, I don't know about Bollywood, but there is a future because there are so many other outlets now for films which people want to make, which do not get commercial release. There are many other outlets. There's cable, there's YouTube, there's all sorts of things. So, but what's important is that all these young people are actually making films. They're not just talking about them. They are, whether it's they get a chance to make a 5-minute movie or a 10-minute movie or a 15-minute movie, they're all grabbing at the opportunities and they're actually going ahead and doing it. And that is absolutely fantastic. And that is something we really will definitely pick up steam and something which should certainly be encouraged.
So could you tell us a little bit
About
your role?
I'm playing myself. And Shahnaz is playing herself. Yeah, in a slightly fictionalized scenario. Yeah, but it's we weren't asked to play characters. Mercifully, we were just to embody the two people who Adhiraj had thought of. Yeah.
So you think more Bollywood stars perhaps should do short films so that the short film culture is encouraged more?
Well, probably not, because because Bollywood stars bring a lot of baggage with them, and they alter the odor of a movie.
Odor.
Odor is the word. Yeah, I think. See, it will be very sad the day that young filmmakers, in a way it will be sad, in a way it will be good. Young filmmakers like Adhiraj get an opportunity to make big budget movies. Of course, it will be good for them and for their careers, but it will be sad because somewhere they will lose contact with their real strengths, as has happened over and over again in the past with many interesting young filmmakers. So, I can't say that I wish they never make big budget movies, but I wish that they along with the generous budgets that they get, they also continue to make small budget films, because it's very important to continue making these kind of movies, because the success or failure factor counts on how much money you've actually invested in the movie. The less you invest in a film like this, the better, because it's a bigger risk.
Yeah, one more question.
One more. Yeah.
So, what's basically inspired you? What was the inspiration?
What was the inspiration? A girlfriend who left me 45 years ago. Yeah, truly. That's why I was touched by the story, and I think you have to find some kind of personal resonance in a script in order to connect with it.
It's like a method acting.
Yeah.
Your son Imad Shah.
Imad.
Imad Shah.
Yeah.
तो उन्होंने भी मूवी की है तो एक इंटरव्यू में उन्होंने कहा था कि उनको डायरेक्टर बनना था उन्होंने भी 2 स्क्रिप्ट भी रेडी की मूवी के लिए प्रोड्यूसर क्योंकि हम लोग प्रोड्यूसर मिला है या स्क्रिप्ट को उन्होंने आगे ले जाने का प्रोसेस आगे बढ़ाया है क्या है?
प्रोसेस कितना बड़ा है मुझे नहीं मालूम, प्रोड्यूसर तो डेफिनेटली नहीं मिला। उसको एक्टिंग का भी शौक है, वो ही हैज़ अ लॉट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट। वो म्यूज़िक में भी उसको उसकी कमाई म्यूज़िक से होती है। बीच बीच में एक्टिंग भी करता है वो फिल्मों में, उसको एक्टिंग करना अच्छा लगता है। ही इज़ क्वाइट कॉन्फिडेंट लेकिन अनश्योर अबाउट हिज एबिलिटीज़, मतलब about his chances rather. He is confident of his abilities but unsure of his chances. तो वो अभी ज़रा सा अनडिसाइडेड है कि उसको ज़िंदगी में क्या करना है।
Do you give a suggestion to make a short film on that script?
Of which script?
जो उन्होंने स्क्रिप्ट रेडी की है उसमें कोई short
नहीं, वो
बनाइए, आप produce करो।
नहीं मैं क्यों करूँ उसको करने दो।
So then usually we see, in a way, if I can say, the star kids benefiting from all of this. So, I mean, you said he doesn't really believe in the chances. So,
Well, I don't consider him a star kid and I don't think he considers himself one either. मैं उसके लिए फिल्म बना नहीं सकता और अगर बना सकता तो भी ना बनाता, because I'd like him to do it on his own. कहाँ तक आप किसी को प्रॉप अप कर सकते हो? बहुत सारी मिसालें हैं जिनको ज़बरदस्ती मार मार के स्टार बनाया गया है, but their stardom didn't last because they didn't have any dum. So I believe in letting them find their own way, let them make their own decisions.
Question for Abhiraj, since you directed this film, can you tell us a little bit about your experience of working with veteran actors like Sir and
The experience was great, yeah. Like, what else can I say? I mean, it was ideal for me when they said yes to do the film and they liked the script and at that point I didn't know what I'm going to really eventually do with the film, and they still had the trust. Chalo, let's do the film, and eventually because they liked the script, and that was important for me. That just on the basis of the trust on the script, they wanted to do the film, and then experience was lovely because whatever I had imagined and written, they obviously did better than that on screen. Like whatever it was on paper, they took it somewhere else. And today, so thankfully, we found a platform also where to actually, like your Royal Stag Barrel Select Last Short Films is finally releasing our film online, which we've made about 2 years back. We made this film actually, and now it's going to be online for everybody to get able to see. So so I'm happy.
And what about you, ma'am? Like your experience with
I think similar to what everyone said. I mean, I thought the script was really lovely, and I thought the script was really lovely, and these two got in touch with me, and what I really appreciated was that I think Adhiraj was very, very clear the kind of film he wanted to make, had extreme confidence in the way he was going to tell the story. People contact you for short films all the time, but the thing is, I knew that he knew what he wanted and how he was going to make this film. So that in itself gave me this, great joy to do it, and of course, working with an old friend was an added bonus.
How was the experience working with Nasiruddin Shah, sir? क्या सीखने को मिला हमारी शूटिंग?
We've worked together before. Yeah.
क्या मतलब शूटिंग के दौरान ऐसे कुछ मूवमेंट या कुछ सीखने को जैसे आपको ज़्यादा?
Yeah, I'm very bad-tempered and I shout at everybody and all. उसके अलावा?
No, I've been really lucky and fortunate that I'm working with Nasir Saab for the second time. इकबाल के बाद कुछ 10 साल बाद नसीर अंकल के साथ काम कर रही हूँ. And Adhiraj I've known for 8 years now. We went to school together and we thought of getting together and co-producing it and reading the script, coordinating and approaching the actors. But personally as an actor, of course it's a blessing to not once but twice work with him and with ma'am. Although when you watch the film you'll understand that I've not directly done a scene with them. But I think it's overall been a fantastic experience. It's been a great team that's come together. I think good things happen fast, and it was one of those projects that started and finished before we knew it. So yeah, I just really hope that it's out there and people like it now.
let's go now.
Let's please screen the
Later
film.
we can continue with the Q&A. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Are you-
Sir, center. Sir. Here. All of your center.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, sir. Sir, यहाँ पे. Sir, here, sir. Sir, here. Sir, एकदम center.
एकदम
Sir, यहाँ पे. Sir, one more.
Yes, sir.
One question. Okay, sure.
Mr. Nasruddin Shah. So we'd like to know about your role and your experience while working in this movie.
If there's one thing I really hate, it's night shootings. And this film involved 2 nights. Luckily, it didn't involve rain, because that is the absolutely worst combination. So the only doubt I had about doing this movie was that it would require me to stay awake for 2 nights consecutively. I find that very difficult to do. But I loved the script so much, and the thought of working with a company like this, acting with Shahnaz, being directed by a young man who I hadn't met before, it all sounded very, very exciting. And I was very moved by the script when I read it. And as you could see, I wasn't playing a character. I was more or less playing myself. And Shahnaz was more or less playing herself. And the 2 youngsters were playing us. So they are the ones who had to play characters, if anybody.
So thank you so much for the wonderful answer. As we all know that Mr. Nasruddin Shah is not keeping well and he has a doctor appointment. So I request the media to first please Q&A with him. Any questions from the media end? Yes, the next is Shahnaz Patel. Ma'am, we would like to know about your whole experience on working on Interior Cafe Night.
It was really enjoyable. I think it's such a sweet story, and seeing it again now after this long period of time since we shot it, I realized it's really such a beautiful story. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, I think when we read the script, it was just so beautifully put. And I think in a short film or a short story, that's what you're looking for, you know, where there is an arc, there is something that happens that takes you to an ending. And in this case, the ending is so positive and so lovely. And of course, it was such a joy. I was so kind of skeptical working in a short film and not sure how it would be, but the entire production was so brilliantly organized, everything was so smoothly done, and so happy to see a director who knew exactly what he wanted. There wasn't a question of, sometimes you get people, we're working with people who've had so much experience behind them, and then they don't say anything, and you're left to do your work. Whereas here, Adhiraj had complete clarity in what the story he wanted to tell and how he wanted us to tell it. He was very clear about the words that he wanted us to use in terms of the script. And that was really heartening, and it was a really enjoyable experience. It was 1 night, not 2.
Yeah, I'd just like to add something to what Shahnaz said. The clarity of Adhiraj's vision, testimony to that is the film itself. Because when I read the script, I wondered how he would get this idea across. That there's 2 couples sitting in the cafe simultaneously. How is he going to make it clear that this is a memory that's happening? And I thought maybe he'll resort to dissolves or something like that, but he didn't do any of that. And it's a very original manner in which he's conveyed it. It hits you after a while that, hey, these are these 2, actually. And I think that's very beautifully done, and it's a great, I mean, really, hats off to Adhiraj for having such a clarity in his cinematic vision. Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, I was actually going, I had assisted in films for a while and I wanted to make, I had made short films earlier as a student and I wanted to make a proper professional short film where I get to tell my own story without any sort of interference in sort of pulling out my vision. And so there began the journey of wanting to tell a story first. Then came the story. Me and co-writer Saini, we were sort of brainstorming on what to do, and I sort of had this idea in my mind that I want to do something. I mean, relationship drama is sort of my zone. I think that's something that I like doing as well as do better than other genres. So I wanted to do something with couples and the memory getting personified in some sense. Because if you take it on a day when two people meet suddenly after a long time, there's so much going through their mind, you know, and I wanted to sort of see if that can be personified in some way, that can be explored in a different way that hasn't been done before. And so in that process, I wrote the script and we kept writing many times. We wrote many drafts before we actually approached them because we were like, I mean, somehow when I was writing the script, I could just see both of them in the characters and like, you know, the cast was more or less something that I was clear about and I was hoping. I never knew that I wasn't sure, but before I approached them, I wanted to take many drafts at it. And in fact, what happened is after they actually said yes, which was great, so we started doing more drafts because we were like, now there's no excuse to make a bad film. You know, Naseeruddin Shah and Shanaz Patel are doing it. Shweta and Naveen were casted. Shweta has been a friend so long and I wanted to cast her in this role. And she also decided to co-produce the film, so that was great. You know, and Naveen's work I'd seen before and I approached him. He also liked the script and wanted to do it. So I was like, now everything that I wanted I've got. I have to really work harder to get everything in place. So I think, yeah, that's where the journey began. And we did a lot of pre-production, a lot of work. In fact, like Naseer said sometime back that he was in London and he said that you're going to shoot next week, I won't be back, wait for one more week. And I was actually happy because I got more time to prepare that way because when I came to know he's doing it and Shanaz ma'am is doing it, I need a little more time to prepare. So yeah, that helped that we got a little 1 week extra to you know, prep, and we prepped a lot, and then the post-production also took its time. Shoot was one night. It's been that long that now it also feels like 2 nights, but shoot was one night, but post-production and everything took time. Yeah. So yeah, and I'm happy that now when it came together, most people who saw it really felt that it came together well, and now even 2 years later when you see it, like a director is always anxious, you know, I'm always worried, like what are people going to think now, is it still relevant? 2 years back I made it this way, today I might be making it differently, but I'm glad that, you know, the response seems to be good even today, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your answer. Can we have a mic?
Yeah. So basic, such phenomenal actors were there. My question to you is, it's a short films platform which is still in its nascent stage as far as India is concerned. And you know, you guys agreed to do this. What do you think was, as actors, the biggest challenge while you were performing this role?
See, if one encounters a well-written script, the actor's job is practically done for him or her. I have experienced that in all the movies I've done, which are the ones which I'm proud of and which are remembered. Movies like Masoom or Mirza Ghalib or Monsoon Wedding, or say something like Bhavni Bhavai or Mirch Masala. These scripts were so good that 90% of the actor's work is done. Then you have to just personify the character. The challenge arises when you are faced with faultily written scenes. Then you either make a big noise and try to improve it, and most of the time you don't succeed, or you just suffer. So that's the challenge, to set right a scene which you feel is not quite accurate. And a lot of the time one doesn't know where to begin, where to set a scene right. You know, if you, in one of the regular masala movies, if you try to think of setting a scene right, you know,
Yeah.
then you've got a lot of work on your hands. So the challenge is to be, I would say, for me as an actor these days, the challenge is to not attempt to display all my wares all the time, but to try to embody the character as the writer and director sees it. It's not always a huge task, because a lot of the time I'm asked to play, aspects of myself. It's been a long time since I played a character who's totally different from me, So it's the challenge is to get it right, and that's not a small task. Even if the script is well written, you still have to do your homework at it. But with a script like this, it makes the actor's job much easier. That's what I'd say. I don't know if Shahnaaz agrees.
No, I totally agree. And I think the challenge is just to be honest in the moment. That's all one can do. Just hope that you are, it's tough to be honest. As Nasir is saying, you can sometimes rely on your tricks, so you can, feel you're saying the words but not really embodying them. So I think that's what one aspires to do, and that's the challenge. Whether it's a 5-minute film or a 2-hour film, it's the same.
Thank you both of you for your answer. Okay. Yes, the beautiful Shweta Basu Prasad. Ma'am, can you?
No,
She'll just answer that question.
Okay, sure.
See, I think I completely agree with what the senior actors said, and whether it's a feature film or a short film, it's still a film. As an actor, it might be a 2-hour long film, but you might have a role which is just one scene. For an actor, even if you have one scene in a feature-length film, you still have that one scene to prove yourself. So I think I completely agree. When you have a well-written script, half your job is done, and when you have a director on board who knows what he wants, as an actor, it makes you very confident. But even as an actor, your work is between action and cut, whether it's for a feature film or for a short film or for an advertisement. So
Actually,
I think
just to give you a parallel, we
Sure.
we had promoted Nayantara's necklace some months back, which starred Konkona Sen and Tilottama Shom. So one of the things that Konkona said was that this short film, the entire format of it, kind of pushed her out of her comfort zone, and this is coming from an actor who's renowned for her, powerful performances. So I think the question was more from the fact that the format is not what one is used to, and the fact that it's a young director,
Right.
and all of those things. So somewhere, does it play a role in your heads when you are,
Personally
performing?
speaking, no. Personally speaking, no, because as I said that it's still a film. Chances are in a 2 or 3 hour long film, I might have that one scene to prove myself. This is as good as one scene. This entire scene is one short film. And my job as an actor is between action and cut. So what happens to that and what kind of platform it gets and how it is taken is the director's medium. I think more than short film, an actor's medium is a director's medium, because within that given time, you have to prove yourself and your abilities. So.
Yeah.
Into that concentrated period of time, as she said, between action and cut. One doesn't, I don't think it plays so much on the actors' minds that this is a short film or
Okay.
Perhaps it was the role she was playing.
Yeah, could be.
possibly.
Anyone else? Yes? 1 minute. I request you
Sequel.
to first introduce yourself.
Yes, there will be a sequel to it.
Yeah,
The Persuade
that's
Adiraj.
all more
now,
of the
now
bread
tell the old, now the old guy's story begins.
the bread pudding tales, yes.
It's a full television show now. It starts from the beginning.
500-part series.
Any more? Can I proceed? Okay, thank you. Now the question is for the beautiful, gorgeous Shweta Basu Prasad. Yes. Can you tell us your experience on working with such senior star cast?
All right. Thank you so much for your question, Sia. I really consider myself extremely lucky to have to be working with Nasir sir for the second time in my acting career. The first was Iqbal in 2005, and it's almost after 10 years that I'm working with him. As you've seen the film, it's not. I'm not directly interacting with him in the film, but I'm really, I consider myself so lucky and blessed to be working with him. And it was my first time with Shahnaaz ma'am. Wonderful energy, and you know, I remember on set, I was also handling the line production and everything, and everyone on set would just suddenly become a little more alert when the senior actors would come, because we were all just out of college. We were all trying to get things, you know, trying our best and, you know, getting the permission. And Atiraj was constantly telling me, Shweta, not a producer today, go back to the vanity, just concentrate on the lines. So I think we all just, but as I said earlier, I think good things happen fast. Whether it was the script, sending sir and ma'am, you know, and them loving, them liking the script, agreeing to work with us, giving us the opportunity to actually bring this wonderful piece of work to the audience. So overall, it's been a great, great journey. It's been over 2 years, but I think it's still as fresh as yesterday. And Adiraj has been a school friend. We went to school together, so I've known him for 8 years now. And even in high school, we've always aspired to work together. So our dream of working as actress-director duo has been for almost a decade now. So I think overall it's been one of those special journeys that's going to just stay for so long with us. And I hope that audience also feels the same when they watch the film.
Thank you so much, Shweta, for sharing your experience. That was a lovely experience. Now, Naveen sir. Sir, can you just tell us about your journey on the digital platform?
As in, it's not related to the film. My digital journey, as in.
About the film, yes.
See, I can talk about the film. This, you know, I wasn't in the city when I got a call from Shweta, and I didn't know which Shweta was it. I thought some assistant is calling me, and she said that we are, you know, and we're making a short film, and we want you to be part of it. And I was acting as if I'm an actor, and yeah, I'm getting a call, and you know, trying to be little like somebody. And then she said that Mr. Naseeruddin Shah is doing the film. I mean, I'm fumbling, I still can't. And I said, see, if he's on board, then I'm doing the film. See, everybody loved the script. They read the script. I didn't read the script. I read the script much later when I came back to India. And then I realized that, and she also told me that I've worked with him on a film called Iqbal. And then I realized, oh, this is the same Shweta. And I was, again, stuck, you know. I said, of course, I'm doing the film. And I think that's how I came on board. I didn't read the script. I just got to know that you are on board and you're doing the film. So that's why I said yes to the film. So, yeah, I think that's how. Eventually I did, and, but it was not very important to me. I also went for rehearsals, of course.
Thank you so much for your lovely answers. So once again, I want to compliment each one of you for well directed and for well acted. Amazing job done, super performance. I would say a very, very powerful performance. Can we hear for the entire team? Come on. Congratulations. Okay. Okay, so Mr. Shah, as I said, he has to leave. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us. We highly appreciate your presence. And yes, I request all my star cast to please wait back, except Mr. Shah. And I request the PR, Sabina, to please come forward. Media, for one-on-one bites, please contact Sabina.
Yeah, both of you straight, please. Yeah, sir, yeah. Sir, the last one here, please. Sir.
कितनी यादें ताज़ा होती हैं और what is the first reaction the moment the makers, though you also being on board on some different position.
जी
क्या रिएक्शन था आपका?
बहुत ही अच्छा। जैसे ही अधिराज को मैं काफ़ी सालों से जानती हूँ, जैसे कि मैंने बताया हम स्कूल में साथ में थे और इस स्क्रिप्ट के बारे में, इस प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में हम काफ़ी बातें करते थे। एंड अधिराज यूज्ड टू कॉन्स्टेंटली से यार मुझे ना वो इजाज़त वाली जो गुलजार साहब की फ़िल्म थी वैसी वाली एक फ़िल्म बनानी, वो रिलेशनशिप लव ड्रामा जो एक होता है। एंड आई हैव ऑलवेज हैड नसीर साहब ऑन माई यू नो विश लिस्ट टू वर्क विथ हिम। ऑल्दो अधिराज ने उनके साथ एक डॉक्यूमेंट्री फ़िल्म में काम किया था, नसीर अंकल ने नरेट किया था। Then we've been lucky that जब मैंने नसीर अंकल को ईमेल भेजा था and he liked the script immediately and he said please आप लोगों ने एक schedule रखा है but उसको delay कीजिए and I want to come back to India and I want to do it। बहुत ही अच्छा लगा। although सिर्फ एक ही दिन का शूट था, एक overnight shift का शूट था और just working with him after almost 10 years काफ़ी यादें ताज़ा हो गई। obviously इकबाल की and बहुत सारी बातें जो हम तब करते थे. Although I've been always been constantly in touch with Naseer sir, but working with him, being on set again, working on a film एक अलग अनुभव होता है, and really reliving that was great experience.
Okay, during the course of interaction, he said, there's nothing that sort of dissolved. There are two couples in the film, the entire process, the entire story revolves around them.
Correct.
और उसके बावजूद भी कहीं लगता नहीं है कि ये उस टेक्निक ऑफ मेकिंग के बारे में क्या कहना चाहेंगी?
वेल उसका जो टेक्निक ऑफ मेकिंग है, ऑल्दो मैं ऑडियंस के सामने कम्प्लीटली ट्विस्ट रिवील नहीं करना चाहती, आई वांट देम टू वॉच इट, बट ये जो टू कपल्स एंड वन मेमोरी का जो एक इल्यूजन क्रिएट किया था धीराज ने, आई थिंक इट्स कंप्लीट क्रेडिट गोज टू हिज राइटिंग एंड हिज वे ऑफ शूटिंग इट, और उसे जिस तरह से एग्जीक्यूट किया था, तो उसने एक तरह का एक मैजिक क्रिएट किया था उस पूरे कपल्स को दिखाने, उस कैरेक्टर्स को और उस मेमोरी को दिखाने के इस पे. तो आई थिंक मैं पूरा श्रेय अधिराज जो हमारे डायरेक्टर उनको देना चाहूँगी.
ओके, आपने भी मेंशन किया एक इजाज़त वाली फील अधिराज चाहते थे
जी.
तो आप शबाना बनी हैं या अनुराधा पटेल?
ओह, मैं सिर्फ शनाज पटेल बनी हूँ इस बार जी.
Okay, इसके अलावा what's there in the pipeline? What's happening after a long gap we have seen.
Sure.
You haven't interacted with media so long.
Oh, that's because पहले तो इकबाल के बाद मम्मी पापा ने मना कर दिया था. I was studying, तो ग्रेजुएशन कंप्लीट किया मास मीडिया एंड जर्नलिज्म में, और ड्यूरिंग दैट ये सारा शॉर्ट फिल्म डॉक्यूमेंट्री, क्योंकि ग्रेजुएशन के टाइम पे ये मास मीडिया में हम पढ़ाई करते हैं, तो मैंने एक डॉक्यूमेंट्री फिल्म बनाई थी क्लासिकल म्यूज़िक के ऊपर. देन आई वाज वर्किंग विद फैंटम फिल्म्स. अब वो जॉब मैंने क्विट कर दिया है, एंड अभी कुछ फिल्म एक साइन की है और एक टेलीविज़न शो साइन किया है, बट अबाउट दैट ओनली व्हेन द प्रोडक्शन अलाउज मी टू स्पीक अबाउट इट तब करूँगी. बट एज ऑफ नाउ इट्स इंटीरियर कैफे नाइट, and in a couple of months you'll know कि मैं एक हिंदी फिल्म कर रही हूँ about that.
Are you coming with a solo film of yours? It will be a solo film of yours?
No, it's got it's not multi-star cast. It's got it's a different. I mean उसमें सिर्फ मैं नहीं हूँ, अभी बहुत सारे लोग हैं.